In this video, we're going to discuss intentions, and especially how important it is to be very clear and explicit with your intentions in life. Reason we're looking at intentions is because we're about to move into the practice of meditation, and before we discuss and explore the sort of how-to side of meditation, we need to be extremely explicit as to why we're doing such things, and that is explored through making our intentions super clear. Okay, so firstly, it's very important to be very aware of how important intentions are to the whole structure of life. A lot of times we humans will regard intentions as being something which only humans formulate because of our hyper-evolved state of self-consciousness. But it's very straightforwardly observed that all life moves within the channels of intentions. And it's pretty easy to see this because, well, especially in relation to previous videos where we've discussed how all life is driven by values and is essentially a self-loving, self-valuing, self-constructing phenomena. So if we look at the nature of what values are that which allows individuals to sort of shoot for something, to strive for something, an ideal, a pathway towards betterment for self and others, essentially, is what life values comes down to. So if there is a striving towards something, that means there is a movement with intent. That's what striving is. To strive means you have an intention to fulfill something. And you can see how this also relates to one of the previous videos we talked about the fact that if you have values, then there must be the presence of a judge to help the individual moving towards certain values, to help them know when they are on and off the path. So same sort of thing with intentions. It's about understanding, well, if you've got values, then implicitly you therefore must be imbued with the intention to fulfill that value, because without the need to fulfill a value, then values simply mean nothing. Okay, values imply the need to fulfill it. So that we don't really need to go much further with that, because we've had that discussion pretty extensively about how values certainly do pervade all expressions and movements of life, and therefore intentions must also. So intentions run right down to the root of what life is and how life operates. With humans, we obviously operate with very conscious intention, and much of the formulation of our thoughts are caused by these inner intentions. We wake up at the start of the day, and generally this happens involuntary. Thoughts will start emerging into your conscious mind related to things you want to achieve that day, related to how you potentially see through imagination the day unfolding, and that's all related to what you intend to achieve that day, what values you intend to fulfill that day. So much of the way in which you naturally operate, because of course all life does, is hinged on the presence of intentions to fulfill values. Okay, so just wanted to make it really clear how those intentions are so powerful, and if we can be really clear about our intentions before moving into our meditative practices, it sets us up beautifully. It adds a lot of perceptual structure to our meditative experiences. And one of the ways in which it does this is through the formation of expectations. And intentions and expectations have a really, a very sort of solidly connected relationship to each other. When those intentions are formed, so if you consciously form intentions towards a value that you're obviously very conscious of, then what naturally happens is emotionally you build this internal map of expectations. You build this inner structure of what you desire to happen, and conversely that which you do not want to happen. So you have this structure of expectations that are emotionally constructed within you, and that sets you up to be a creature that is about to move forwards into the realm of possibility with intention. And that is how we want to set ourselves up prior to going deep into our meditative practices. It should also be added in regards to the power of being explicit and clear with your intentions in life. One of the reasons it's so powerful is because you are also setting up the required conditions for you to unfold your true potentiality. Life itself has always been doing this. This is, of course, central to why values and intentions exist within the structure of life, because life is dualistically made up of actuality and potentiality, as we've discussed, and in order to fulfill its infinite potentiality, it needs to move into experience with these clear intentions to fulfill its biological and metaphysical values first and foremost. So unfolding your potentiality is hinged on you being an intention-filled creature. And when we apply this fact of reality towards our meditative practices, that is when we simply set ourselves up to essentially you're injecting consciously layers of meaning and purpose to your experience of setting out to achieve certain goals. So if you set up your meditative experiences in such a way with clear intentions, then you're making clear your motivations. You're embodying a lot more purpose and meaning behind what it is you do. You also change your perception in such a way that, I did touch on this before, in that your perception will orientate itself on levels of subconscious and unconsciousness, so that you can see those opportunities more clearly for the fulfillment of the values you're intending to fulfill. And so that, what I'm trying to say is a pathway will start to present itself. You will discern those opportunities when they arise in a much more explicit, clear way. Those opportunities may have presented themselves even if you didn't form those intentions, but your ability to recognize them as opportunities is hampered without making clear to yourself what your intentions are. So it's such an important aspect of life to be super clear with your intentions, because you'll structure your perception. Your perception will change, like I said, on levels of being that you're not even aware of, so that you can start to see those opportunities, those possibilities, those chances that are basically doorways. They're entry points to another level of realization. And when you then make the choice, which is always encouraged, when it's a choice that is, of course, in line with those true values that we've talked about, when the opportunity presents itself and you can see it, you then need the courage to go forwards into it. And that is all emotionally encouraged from within. And when you do walk through those doors and you do take those opportunities, then you enter like a new realm of possibility. You keep unfolding. It's like a fractal of opportunity opening itself up to itself, and then that next level of realized potential that you enter into presents a whole nother world of opportunities that were currently just not within reach, but now they are. And now it's a matter of gaining more courage and going, oh, now there's more opportunities, all right, and you'll see which opportunities are more aligned with your intentions and your values, because you're embodying those values and intentions in a very conscious way, so you can see them in the outer when they present themselves in a much more explicit, clear way. So you can see how we're setting ourselves up to unfold our true potentiality. So in saying all that, I'm going to now read what the meta intention of infinite worth meditation is, to make it super clear and explicit. So, meta intention of infinite worth meditation is to establish and develop a relationship based on open, attentive love with the presence of ancient memory-based wisdom you are a vast accumulation of. We will refer to this impersonal, deep, expansive foundation of your identity, the self with a capital S, or pure consciousness, which underlies the personal, unique self you identify with on a personal level. And this personal self, I suppose you would write with a lowercase s. So that's one way to differentiate those two aspects of your identity when seen in written form. The intended results will emerge in the form of a continually increasing sense of purpose and meaning in one's life, experientially realizing the truth of your own infinite worth. developing self-knowledge in relation to the essential meanings behind the emotional communication received from the center of your being, and unfolding the true potential that is unique to yourself as an original expression of possibility. Thus, we are trying to align our conscious identity with that of the fundamental self. This true identity one begins to wake up to is the quality inside us all that has the power to collapse beliefs in being a fundamentally separate individual of limited worth and importance. So that is our meta intention behind our practices of meditation that we'll find on this platform. So hopefully that makes it fairly clear as to the sort of the mindset we want to embody when we sit down and practice infinite worth meditation.